This building needed so much doing to it that if I'd started with a very fixed idea about what I was going to do, I probably would have been frustrated along the way trying to implement. Before buying Rockton, I was travelling for about 6 years, quite extensively, quite rustically, through Central Asia and down through South America for months on end. So I felt a little rootless living out of a bag. And actually I was in Antarctica when the pandemic hit, and of course all of us travellers were forced to come back to the UK. When I came back to my apartment in Bath, it just felt somewhat genteel in comparison to those adventures. I've always loved houses, so I've lived in some interesting houses over the years, but I hadn't ever really done too much to them. So I was looking for a house that in some way was wild and rustic and provided me with excitement without having to move, like many people who were unable to move at that time. So I embarked on a 3-year project far beyond my skills. It started life as a relatively modest house, so there was no point, trying to put in cornices and ceiling roses. It's not that kind of house. So it's a barefoot luxury kind of modern rustic aesthetic. I do have an eye for detail. I wasn't sure before starting this project that I would be as particular as I have been. I wanted to find surfaces that would, if they had a chip or if they were worn in over the period of time I expected to own the house, would just get better with age. It started off because I was doing this project post-lockdown that I started the Instagram page for @Rockton mews, knowing that it would become the business, but really looking like I was going to chronicle the build. As it turned out, as you'll see from the @Rockton mews page, there's not actually that much of the build on there because I found myself so busy with that, but it's just a way of giving people the idea of what it is to be here. The original idea was to have an income from a house, but not from the bit that I wanted to live in. And then that would give me the roots, the place to leave my things as I went off travelling, but with an income to service the whole. So when you start with that as a plan, then you think about putting in things like internet thermostats, ventilation systems, cameras. The entire house can be run from elsewhere. So yes, lock up and leave. I could go away for 2 days or 2 months and really the house looks after itself. I built the house to be a place that I would enjoy for 10, 15 or more years. But life changes. I set myself a target to finish the project in 3 years, which I did complete it in just short of that. And then I thought that enjoying the garden and working out how to tame my temperate rainforest might take me another 10. But I've recently got engaged. So my partner lives in Bath and we're looking for a home together. And after having done this one, having never done a project before, I think I've got another one in me, and I think doing that together is something that we can look forward to, and it's going to be a wrench to let this place go. But I've learnt a lot, and hopefully I'll apply that to what we do next.